What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. We are at Dinosaur Valley again. This time we're going to be showing you the Baloo layout. Here's a look at the cabin, this massive wraparound deck that's on it. This place was a real treat. Par 56, 4,200 feet for this guy, but don't let the length fool you. This thing has teeth. 246 feet for hole 1. And new for this video, we've got some drone footage, so super exciting to actually show you the hole. So we took off from the blues, we just flew over the reds, which if you've watched the top 10 video that's out already, we play a lot of the holes from the red tees. But yeah, this is the gap you gotta hit and start filtering down to the right. You can see the basket in the lower quadrant of the screen down to the right, and anywhere down here is good, honestly. So let's see how it plays. Got an extra gap to hit off of the blues here, a little too inside from the lobster. Got a catch cam as well, but that's not a bad spot past that little island of greenery down there. It's not bad. Going Mustang. Trying to work this one into the bag much better. That one's going to be a little past pin high outside the circle to the left. Again, I don't have a super great forehand, so that's why I'm trying to manufacture these backhand turnovers. Justin playing the forehand, getting the 2. Sorry for the lens flare. Was not able to get the 2 on that. Hole 2, 210 feet. Cool thing about this course is the length is short, but the elevation is for real. Like, my legs were more tired playing this course than my arm was, which was really nice. It was a nice treat from our DFW courses that are just long and flat, pretty much. So yeah, lots of trees to beat, but there's lines. When I played with Sean, he was throwing a glitch in my face all over the place, kicking my butt. So you just gotta hit your lines. So yeah, off the fairway left out of me. Justin, a little high right, but it drops down okay. And this is what we're looking at off the fairway here. Not great. So, of our mini rounds that we played during our stay at Dinosaur Valley, this was the first one that we played and filmed, so it's a little rough. But luckily I've been all over this property now, so I can actually talk about it. So, able to pitch out, but I'm left with a really long look here, if I can get my body out of the way. Edge circle. Not really long. Hole 3, 212 feet. This one's flying from the blues, but in this video I actually played from the reds. Sean, the owner, came up to say hi, and we weren't going to ask him to move his gator so we could play the quote-unquote right one. So the drone is flying as the hole is designed. There is a sucker gap on the left that you can reach the pin, but it's a lot tighter, a lot more trees to beat. If you just throw something neutral, flat with a little bit of height, gravity's going to do the work and pull the disc down there for you. But I went for the sucker gap every time, and I knew it was the sucker gap. It just is so tempting. There's some catch cam action, playing Plinko there. Oof, almost ringing it up for 2. On to hole 4, 177 feet. Look at how much room there is on this fairway. This thing's massive. So pretty clear-cut gap off the tee. And you need it to break left up this hill. But you got some trees to beat still. One thing that I think was super dope about this property, tent camping is available, but having the cabin with a full kitchen and a shower, especially for the amount of golf that we were playing while we were here, it was really, really nice to have. We're talking about if we get a big group of people out here, you know, probably having some people tent camp, because the cabin, I believe, sleeps 4 or 6. There's 4 beds, but I believe it can sleep 6. But still splurging for the cabin just to have like a good base camp and a kitchen and stuff. I would recommend bringing, well, hold on, hole 5, 184 feet. Then playing uphill for so many holes. This one's a little up and down. There's a forehand gap if you push it deep left, or there's this little backhand turnover kind of sucker gap that isn't too bad. It's just a lot tighter. There is OB on the right, if you want to watch out for that. Deep and left is kind of natural OB, or far left is kind of natural OB. If you're a little left, you're honestly going to be okay, because there's a little gator path there. So I was saying, you probably do want to bring drinking water. Water's a little sulfury, fine for showering. Actually, the skin felt awesome, like a little spa. Ooh, that was close. Going P1 here, trying to manufacture this little turnover angle. Well, not enough turn. Hole 6, 164 feet. Lots of little trees here, but pretty established fairway. It's tight. This is a finesse touch course. You don't need a big arm to perform, especially on the front 9. These last guardians open you up to this green here.
Not really. Okay. Let them go.
This is hole number 9 on the top 10 layout.
You could put onto the tee pad.
Hadn't quite figured out yet that need to throw it soft to perform well here. I'm still trying to huck these discs right up the gut into these gaps. Hole 7, 283 feet. This is one of my favorite holes on the property. It's this cool little ravine. And the best shot I saw was a flex forehand with like an overstable mid-range. Just pulling it down into this airspace here to the left. Getting under this tree canopy on the right. It's really grabby that we're flying under right now. And getting something to dive back to the right and bury itself into this hillside, hopefully next to the basket.
283 downhill, finishes to the right.
Yeah, this is a cool hole.
Justin said
I could have stood here and threw shots on it for a while.
So it's gonna be a toughie. Ooh, yours is beefy.
Yeah, that's trying to zone. Can chop forehand.
Oh, dude.
I'm refusing to take my medicine. There's a fairway 10 feet to my left, but I Didn't bother going for it. A whole 889 feet. Flying down this hill. Basket is nestled down here on the left, so nice gentle hyzer, but for some reason I'm going forehand turnover. Never mind, that's the play. Based on the drone flyover and a little bit of forgetfulness from this round, I would have thought nice gentle hyzer is going to be it, but these flex forehands are working out nice. That'll do. Hole 9, 128 feet, and it feels like it's 128 feet uphill. T-sign says 160. Yeah, this is quite a bit uphill, so putter or mid, you know, something that's going to respond favorably to being thrown so incredibly nose up. And it looks like I'm going one more stable bullet. Best throw I had on this hole all weekend. I'm long, quite a bit long, but totally pured it. Could have gone a tick more stable, maybe with the Envy. Drop in 3 from Justin. Oh man. Hole 10. This is another one of my favorites. 254 feet. It's got the giant dino statue, the namesake of the property, down here at the bottom. And it's just a fun shot. You know, it's not a ripper. It's you know, you gotta finesse something down this gap that's not gonna flip too much or hyzer out. I suppose you could throw a tomahawk or a thumber. Yeah, there's the dino statue. Throwing glitch just for fun before we walk down there to set up catch cam. Put a little too much spin on it, but and now for real, throwing the bullet. Justin, I believe this is his freetail. Hole 11, 292 feet. This is, I believe this is actually a shooting range. I don't know if Sean allows his guests to do that. Probably not, but there was a gun rack at one end, so nice, long, straight tunnel. This thing's sweet. The rough is thick. I think it's a little thicker on the right than on the left, but it's not fun either way. The creek bed is OB on the right, whether there's water in it or not. And I just yanked one. Just trying to play, because this T-pad being a little off to the right, I mean, it kind of shapes for that flex or flip up turn, and I just forced it. But unlike before, I'm going to take my medicine all the way to the other side of the fairway. But you can see the left side's much cleaner. was able to make my putt there, but that's the hole. Anyways, hole 12, 220 feet from the blues. There is a triple mando that you have to play under from the reds. It's not in play. Shares the same tee pad on this hole. But yeah, here's the triple mando we're about to fly under now. And through, not just under. Nice hard packed ground. There are some stones that would interrupt ground play, but throwing something low, you're going to scoot into the circle. And there it is. I'm going Mindbender here, just trying to throw it low. I'm fine with it playing on the ground, and I threw it a little nose up, but it got under the mando and then sucked off to the right side of the fairway. Justin playing the low ground play, and that clockwise spin just kind of pulled him off of the mando, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm a little out of position here. And hit the face mask. That would have been an insane 2. But that was kind of cooking. It probably would have splashed out. Hole 13, 633 feet, par 5. This hole is no joke. You've got a barbed wire fence on the trees in the left, so the entire time I'm throwing stuff that's gonna drift to the right, drift to the right, drift to the right, and I kept drifting too far to the right, but I didn't want to go over the property line. Out here in the country, you know, I don't mess with that. After playing this, I learned that Sean has acquired that property, so that barbed wire fence is coming out piece by piece, and there's more holes over there, which there'll be a sneak peek of those holes, or some of those holes, in another video I have coming out. But yeah, I played this hole needlessly safe and took like a double bogey on it, but this one's super long, so I'm just laying up, obviously, with a Mindbender, threw it on hyzer, just total shank. Not good. Justin playing it as it's designed. Kind of flirting with the left side a little bit. I'm just pitching out, but I hit a tree. I would love to throw a big turnover, but I was nervous about the property line, so I threw the zone. This thing's finally getting beaten in a little bit after a couple of years, and my forehand's getting better again, so I kind of overturned it into this bush. Then I went OB, quote unquote. Turns out it's not OB, but we played it and scored it like it was OB. And then I finally threw a good shot. Justin almost ringing it up. I think he's sneaking two strokes away from me on this hole. Cool hole though. Hole 14, 298 feet. You've got a double mando here that the road goes through. Yeah, these trees right here you gotta fly, and then the basket is up to the left, so every time I played it I threw either an instinct or an Athena or a grackle. Make sure to hit the mando flat and then let the disc do the work, hyzering and skipping towards the basket. Just a little too much turn out of Justin's free tail. That thing had the distance though. Thing was cooking. So here's what the drop zone looks like. And there's where my tee shot ended up. I played this hole pretty good over the weekend, but this is far and away the best play I had on this hole.
tiny rocks are taking me out.
Hole 15, 231 feet. The blues a little awkward with that bench right in front of you, and the reds is just on the other side of the gator path. It's kind of like the previous hole, but opposite, where you want to just throw something flat that is going to start hooking up towards the basket. Got a lot of airspace to work at. Those pine trees that we flew past are not super duper grabby. I snuck through them a couple of times. Put this in here just to prove that Justin didn't set up every single catch cam. I did one. Huge thanks to him. Going above and beyond, helping out, setting up the catch cams, and doing the drone flyovers. I know Sean appreciates it, and I'm sure you viewers appreciate it too. So yeah, that was an Eclipse Envy. Got a little lucky through some trees, and it settled Justin a little early. Didn't quite get the turn out of that he was looking for. As you can see on the left side, if you go too early, it's pretty brutal, but it doesn't let you get too deep into it, so. Nice uncommitted putt and a doinker. Justin walking through the woods. Little fun statues. Hole 16, 126 feet. This hole is needlessly hard. It's a fun hole though. Loads of OB is flagged and painted everywhere on this hole. From the reds, OB is marked, but from the blues, this is a true island where you have to make the island green, otherwise you go to a drop zone, and running the drop zone putt, if you don't cash it, you're probably going to go OB again with how small this is, because you're almost putting across the green from the drop zone. This is the Armadillo hole. And this basket is from Texas State's.
There is so much OB on this hole.
One of the years that Sean won his division, he was able to pick up a basket. Was that the story, or did he ace on one of these baskets? Shame on me, but this is a cool basket. It's important to Sean. Zone, lands in, goes across the creek, and it's in again. But this late in the round, and just kind of taken away with how cool this property was, we misplayed it. But it kind of evens out since I took an OB stroke for throwing into what I thought was another property, but it was the same property. Anyway, so yeah, very small island that you got to stick it if you're playing the blues. The reds are a little more forgiving. Yeah, so there's the drop zone where I'm standing. Roughly. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think the drop zone's further away than that. Lots of bonus upshots and bonus putts on this hole just because it's cool. Nature appreciation moment.
Focus on the lizard, not the basket.
That dude stayed there while we putted, because we found him after we putted. He's probably hanging on for dear life. Hole 17, 316 feet. You got a creek on the left, and this wall of trees on the right that you got to beat. I threw a Sublime Grackle. Neutral 7-speed that'll hold turn quite a bit. So you just want to and then start hooking up, get the ground play, whatever, work back towards the basket. But the creek is behind and surrounding this as well. Same tee for the blues or the reds. no, I went with my instinct.
Man, that old turn.
I almost hit the catch cam. The footage got corrupted though. For the life of me, couldn't import it into my iPhotos or iMovie, but you can see there's the catch cam and here's where my disc ended up. I don't have a look at a 2 at all here. I would maybe have to lay down and do like a little bouncy nose up spinner. I tried to punch it through that little branch in front of me and wasn't having it. Hole 18, 135 feet. Like hole 9, this is very uphill. The red fairway matches that stairwell to the right, so different fairway but similar conditions. Unlike hole 9, you've got a fairly decent forehand option. And there we are playing air guitar back there. Going profit. Try and smooth it up there, but hit one of the mini bogey trees. Justin going with his big sexy. Now with Barry, zone. We picked up at Worlds. Picking up some shiggles. But yeah, really, really cool. Definitely gonna have to make another trip back up here.
Play around and walk the hole 3 times every time.
And there's quite a few practice baskets around the cabin. But being that this course is only playable if you rent the cabin, I mean, you have this to yourself, so.
And
play some 21, set up a little micro course, whatever. So yeah, there's the cabin, fair amount of outside furniture. Really great place to chill and relax. Can't recommend it enough. If you haven't watched the top 10 video that is out now, please go watch that. That one's fun as well. See a couple different holes. And stay tuned for the Reds and even some glow golf. So stay tuned for that. Those will be coming in the next week or so. And go ahead and book yourself a stay at Dinosaur Valley Disc Golf. Thanks for watching. Let me know how you like the video, and if you do end up going up there, let me know how you like Dinosaur Valley Disc Golf. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out there.